extravenous. My mother reminds me I'm a musician, as though that makes it truth, bright as a song or a story. What you want for your children pulls in two different directions. Blood has some magic, that little sliver of red connecting two halves in the body. My mother, the singer, says that we're very much alike. We can both keep a tune, hum along to the past. Maybe I do know a song or two, a sad shared verse, but not completely. A musician. It's the truth, if only because my parents have said it for years. It feels realer than fact or the music itself. Now I'm starting to believe it. My throat, the bell of a trumpet. There's a single word for this, but it's read in two different ways. Artery or vessel. Two things at once can make me stronger. A song and a son. Whenever I cut my hands, I picture my father offering me a cigarette. Your children won't always want their inheritance, a wound that opens with the simplest blade. Beyond the obvious necromancy, blood is a vein but also a seam, a thin ribbon of light. My father and I, we battled fraternal sicknesses and crack jokes about death or the fluorescent hospital lights. My family, we know how to finish each other's stories. It would be pure alchemy to say I've never heard the ending. I've been told it for so long that at some point I just became another tongue for the lie. All of us gathered into a syringe or a riverbed. It's difficult for me to say tempo or trauma. Then again, maybe one thing can be what kills me and my father both. Wouldn't that be an ending? My mother reminds me I'm a musician whenever I cut my hands, as though that makes it truth. I picture my father offering me a cigarette, bright as a song or a story. Your children won't always want what you want for your children. Their inheritance, a wound that pulls in two different directions, opens with the simplest blade. Blood has some magic beyond the obvious necromancy, that little sliver of red. Blood is a vein, but also a seam connecting two halves in the body, a thin ribbon of light. My mother, the singer, says that my father and I, we're very much alike. We battled fraternal sicknesses. We can both keep a tune and crack jokes about death, hum along to the past or the fluorescent hospital lights. Maybe I do know a song or two. My family, we know a sad shared verse, but not how to finish each other's stories completely. A musician, it would be pure alchemy to say it's the truth, if only because I've never heard the ending. My parents have said it for years. I've been told it for so long that it feels realer than fact, or at some point I just became the music itself, another tongue for the lie. Now I'm starting to believe it. All of us gathered into my throat, the bell of a trumpet, a syringe, or a riverbed. There's a single word for this. It's difficult for me to say, but it's read in two different ways. Tempo or trauma, artery or vessel. Then again, maybe one thing can be two things at once. What kills me can make me stronger. And my father, both a song and a son. Wouldn't that be an ending?